said, hey, we sometimes think the music improves. And so they can be songs full out. And after it cuts off, which I'm like, I don't know what parts that are. Yeah. Nobody knows these songs. None of them know this song. I was like, I don't know. So,
Does anybody have that
it's
review?
fifth period, I can go on and custom this, I can take pictures and send it to you.
If y'all can tell me,
Is it the review due tomorrow night?
If you want bonus points, you don't have to do it.
It's only 5
Hey,
days.
I'm making a Quizlet and I'm almost done with it. I'm making a Quizlet of all the quizzes also.
But if we have the same, but if everybody has the same one, is that okay?
So is that there's but I think we need to make it ourselves.
Yeah.
Also, have we already corrected her about, the quiz we had, that one question about internet voting or something?
Yeah.
no, because that wasn't traditional.
Yeah, it's like, we've had internet since.
17 whatever.
17.
Oh, speaking of voting,
I voted this morning.
Yeah, girl.
for Biden. No, fine, joking.
I'm about to go to work this morning. Anybody here?
I like this.
Why is this taking so long?
Yeah, because it's a hair.
I voted for designer.
So what kind of do you have?
Mia's here.
Why is Kevin right?
No, we're, separated into different categories.
I thought we just picked our counties.
Nah.
Your name's to start with one.
Yeah, there's Parker,
so-
Wise, and.
Does anybody have that review? We'll go over it real quick.
Can I go grab my, I think I left my phone in my.
Yeah. Tell them your, tell them now.
Wait, so how do we find out which one we have?
Just go on to the
You
thing
don't need
and
to
I'll
sign
show
it.
you.
I think you're,
She said
I
first
don't need
one.
this ass Parker.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't.
Okay, where do I have?
Yeah, Day's the start of Terry
What's the
County.
social?
I think so. She's the start of 8 County. It goes Day to something.
So we go to discussions.
FG. Hey, what county do you have? So she's gonna be the start to Parker because she starts it with D.
Okay. So I have Parker?
Check the assignments.
I don't need your sass.
We're guessing. I don't want to tell you.
Oh.
We don't have nap time. What about one?
Okay, what the heck?
This says that the extra credit is due by October 20th.
Oh, the English thing?
That's Friday.
I'm
Did you do a PowerPoint?
scared for you on that.
Y'all want to do the review? Y'all want to do the review thing?
Yeah.
You want to do it?
I'm good.
Does anybody have
I'm
the
down.
stuff? Does
Let's
anybody
do
have it?
I would
We
have.
do like a review.
It's on my phone.
She doesn't give us like, wait, yeah, she does.
Do like
She just
questions?
tells us like the chapters and like pages.
Yeah, she
All right,
doesn't give
let's
us,
do
like,
that.
A set review. Why is this not loading?
What's the first we'll do? We'll find it.
Chapter 1, page 4.
Page 4.
I put her homeroom hours, like her homeroom time on the board, so that if anybody needs to call her, anybody needs to call her.
Okay. This is what. Let me try something. What's the next one?
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Page 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, so skip 6.
Skip 6. Yeah, okay. All right. So 4 has the goals. Define government. Is this the same book? Could be a different book.
7 says group. Page 7 says groups. I don't know if that means anything.
Groups. All right. What I'll do is I'll write down the terms that are on each one of those pages. Does that sound all right? So you know, all right. So government is one of them.
So you're Tarrant County. So
That's my name.
And
you're Tarrant County. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the second week.
Alright, institutions, I'll put what the book
Slow
says.
down. You're gonna type in Tarrant County.
Institutions.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to take a picture of this or something.
And the Senate. And you can look at mine. I'll send you those.
Hey, which one am I doing? Wise?
I don't know. Probably.
You're on the names page right now.
No, I'm not.
I've done wise.
Institutions and
I've done it,
procedures.
but good luck.
How do you know? It says like discussion.
Just post nothing so you can look at people's and then edit it. That's what I did. Because for some reason, the other kids who don't live here, that are somewhere else, they've done it like 2 weeks in advance. Some weird kids.
They're better.
You know Miss Aldrich is an English teacher. She's not a history teacher, she's an English teacher.
That makes a lot of sense.
She's an English teacher at Poolville.
But if you're a coach, you're a
Yeah,
coach.
it
You're a
doesn't
teacher,
matter.
you're a teacher.
It just blew my mind.
I've coached softball.
I looked her up and it said English teacher. I was like, oh, they must be another Aldrich. And she spent like 5 minutes looking. I said, no. That's why she's like so specific about the way we write our papers, because she's an English teacher.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 paragraphs.
Yeah,
The sentence is the middle.
Coach, what coach analogy is that? Like, is there anything about softball that you're really particular about because of a different sport?
I looked at someone else.
Like, cause she's an English teacher, but so she grades the papers really closely because that's like what she's specific about.
Just get the out. Politics.
Follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no to the discussion thing. And you can write their names.
I literally picked without pen on it.
But how do I find that?
How do you find one?
Which one? The railroad and Senate thing.
Pretty much you just have to type their name and then put whatever you're running for.
Name and where?
How many pages is it, Jeff? Much?
I'm so
Yes.
Sure there is.
So,
Uh,
you're writing a paragraph.
structure,
About.
leadership.
What was
Yes.
the last?
And then what are we writing about for the railroad?
Oh, it's the same, it's the exact same thing. There's
Tell you what.
four of them.
I'll just put the terms down, not the definitions. That way you have all that.
For some
Alright.
reason, we wrote all of us.
Alright, so,
Right on them.
So.
autocracy,
how do we find-
oligarchy.
When I talked to her, she said it's because she wants us to be informed. She's like, there's so much going on. She's like, I
I'd
want you
rather
guys.
not be
She goes, I want you guys to do your own research.
Look, I'm gonna glance at
Ignorance
I
is bliss.
prefer, I don't care
Well,
about anybody in town.
Ignorance is American. We don't need to be that.
I'm gonna glance at them, and if I get a bad vibe, I'm not gonna vote.
We're gonna.
That's how our generation votes. They did not pass the vibe check.
I prefer to be,
Do you hear the youth vote is down 27% in early voting? Coach?
what does that mean?
Nah,
Kids like 8-year-olds are voting.
that 18 to 27 year olds aren't voting Democrat like they're supposed to.
That's good.
Also, Joe Biden's plan was to win in early voting, fall behind on election day, but then they were going to win by mail-in votes. I feel like that was the scheme. The president's leading almost every swing state in early voting.
So he's.
Yeah, he has a 12-point lead in Texas right now, based on early polling numbers this morning.
Who does?
The president, 12-point lead. Yeah.
I'm assuming most people
You know, Biden-
didn't say that they were voting for Trump and they
Right.
actually are.
The election map right now
It's
is
really just voting between two idiots.
Oh, yeah.
Just do you want?
I call it a one plus election.
Constitutional government.
I need to talk over that.
the election map right now being drawn up showing 330 electoral college to 202 landslide, 188 more votes.
Wow. See, personally,
It's like
I would-
they're predicting that Biden wins.
I think he is the lesser.
What is that one? Washington, California, New Mexico, Colorado,
Point one.
and then New York.
Like they go
They
back.
actually said New Jersey is a swing state, so I don't know about that one. Delaware.
All I know is
So
that
he like Biden wins like 9 states right now. All the rest of it. Oh, and Hawaii.
So yeah.
That's why I don't like about this subject.
Was it through 7? Is that what it was?
I'm not saying.
4, 5, 6, 7?
8, 9.
8, 9. Alright.
once again, I go back to nine. It's just been bad.
Okay, please work. Please.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, did you feel that about yesterday's calculus test?
yes. You were good, Tuesday. Okay, what do I do? Wait, go to.
Yeah, I pretty sure my story.
Alright, if you don't want to snap that one,
Yes.
Made a good idea.
do that.
Why?
Those are the terms on those pages. You don't want that.
Is it gonna be a term?
I don't know. I mean, I'm figuring, it said those page numbers, so I'm just putting down the terms, so at least you got the stuff that's there.
Okay.
What's the next pages?
12 through
So,
13.
where do I find?
12,
You
13?
sure we copy their name and then you are just
Just like,
or just the name.
So,
And that
12
should
through
pop up
18.
because they're.
12 through 18.
But how did you find the railroads?
Oh, that's something. I'm trying if I didn't look it up, so we should probably type the names on some.
Kate
Well, that's
Granger,
for like everybody?
Kate Granger's running in, are you not?
I think so.
This term here, efficacy, political efficacy is how effective, the efficacy means effective. If something has political efficacy, it has influence on politics. It's effective in politics, that makes sense. The economy has political efficacy, it affects politics. And then, let's see, what else we got? There's not a lot of stuff here. This isn't a term, that's what this is on this page.
Yeah, everyone's doing the exact same thing. Okay, for the railroad is Krista. No.
I think I voted for her.
It's,
Wait, is she
it's spelled very bad.
The Railroad Commission,
That's what I see.
the Railroad Commission is is the most important group in Texas.
Under the quiz.
What is that?
there's the-
They're in charge of oil and gas.
Wait, is she a Republican?
Because back in the turn of the century, they used trains to transport it, and so they just put them in charge of it.
You vote for Shelley Luther or Drew Springer?
She's in.
On what?
The
I went to
railroad.
school with Drew Springer, and Shelley Luther steals from people.
James Wright.
She set up that pay me page before she did all that stuff, so. You could say she's, whatever you call it, opportunistic.
And the
No,
Senate
it's-
is.
Drew Springer, I grew up with Drew Springer.
He's the Republican.
One day in class, he's a senior, he had sinus trouble, and he sneezed and just snot went everywhere. He was ran out of the room with just snot. So that's all I picture of is when I think Drew Springer, I figure just snot.
And Mary Hager is the Democrat.
I voted Republican on it.
All right.
From top to bottom.
And then,
Yeah, no problem.
Just copy, paste, and change the format.
Desiree, what are you doing December 19th through the 22nd?
let me just think about it in my home folder. What, are we out right now?
Well, we get out that Friday, and that's Friday to Tuesday.
All right, what other
I
pages we
can
got?
send you.
20.
I'm going to West
Twenty.
Palm Beach.
All right, I did that. I got it.
You go to
What
like,
else?
The
Then
conversation.
it's
This thing right here.
chapter 2.
Chapter
it's
2,
also
alright.
you are, so you are Parker. So then you go to that means after Parker. And it gives you,
For a long
You got
time.
so you
that.
write a paragraph about each one.
Page 49,
Yeah.
31.
If you just go to this and you click right here,
I'll have to ask.
Look at the afternoon at the beach.
39,
I know.
29.
20, 29 is chapter 1.
Oh, but.
It's gonna be in like this high 70s, low 80s.
This might be a different book than what you're looking
It's like beach, right?
Yeah.
Where am I going?
at. Alright.
And we could go to Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
The president's probably gonna be a speaker again.
Is yours just iPhone?
I could introduce you to the merits.
Y'all know conservative and liberal?
Yeah.
Y'all know the differences?
Yes, sir.
Good.
A little bit and a lot.
Just send it to somebody.
Probably.
What else we got?
So this is
31 through 35.
31, 35.
Those are
I'm
the,
flying in on the 18th, but it starts the
you just
19th.
look at their names and
It's the 19th, 20th,
But so
21st,
then-
22nd. Saturday through Tuesday.
no, you just do your county. Oh. Wait, Tarrant County's your.
Alright, what else?
Parker County. Okay, yeah, so you just do Parker, and then, so you look them up, yours is probably different from mine. So I have Republicans and I have for this one, so I write paragraph for this person, paragraph for this person, paragraph, and then paragraph about the people that I've sent.
So I thought I would do like the Democratic,
Yeah. This shows you Republican and Democrat.
What's the next page?
Did I say 35?
Yes.
37.
This might be a different, I've got this being the study guide for chapter 1. It says it's chapter 2. It's supposed to be a different copy of the book. It's the 12th edition. Do you know if it's the same?
Maybe it's this one. 46 through 6.
Try that.
I mean 45 through 46.
That sounds better. 45 to 46. Alright. Now we're talking.
Coach, you know
Does that
how
have
you're
the
like,
declaration of
Yes.
you know how you're like the bad thing about early voting is you don't get your vote back if you want to change it,
Yeah.
and you use that example. Have you seen that Hunter Biden email and
Yeah.
probe stuff?
Not many people have because they won't talk about it.
Wait, what?
Hunter Biden's laptop was seized back.
Supposedly, Hunter Biden, which was, he was the part of the Russia deal, the impeachment deal. Hunter Biden worked for a big, huge oil company in Ukraine. He got paid $80,000 a month. And he
Yeah.
never had, okay, I'm not trying to be political here, I'm just trying to give you what I know. 80 grand a month. Never had experience in oil and gas before. The whole, okay, supposedly somebody was going to investigate that, and the whole, Trump sent a phone call Ukraine's president asking to investigate that, and that's what the whole impeachment thing is about. Hello? Hello? No, go ahead. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry. All right. Did you have me? Ms. G wants to counsel you. I guess I need to write. No, alright, so this whole situation was the center of the, impeachment deal. Supposedly, there was a, computer taken to a shop in Delaware, Delaware, yeah, that's where they're from. And Hunter Biden supposedly asked this computer place to back up these emails. And in these emails, he is communicating with different people about, it's about like his dad meeting important people and influencing, paying people, and
And
if it's all true, it's bad stuff.
there's also a lot of dark stuff
Yeah.
in those emails too.
And this has been known for over a week, but nobody's reporting it. And the one place that reported it,
Oh, God.
Twitter shut them down or
Yeah,
something?
Twitter banned their
and if
account.
anybody says anything about it, Twitter, Facebook shut it down.
The founder of Turning Point got banned from Twitter because he reposted their article.
So
And he had 6 million followers.
there we go. Freedom of the press. Articles of Confederation. Y'all know what a confederation is? We talked about that one? The states are more important than the country. The country's not as important as the states are. Alright. Anything else? Well, other stuff we got here. Any pages?
46,
She wants to see.
Okay. I got that one.
50,
50.
and 55, 56.
Alright. Virginia plan, New Jersey plan, y'all remember this one? And Connecticut compromise.
I run to my locker room fast.
The Virginia plan actually created the House of Representatives, and the New Jersey plan actually created the Senate. They were arguing over whether population would be representation or every state to be equal, and the Connecticut compromise said let's do both of them. 55. All right. There are 18 expressed powers in the Constitution. There's really 17. The elastic clause is the 18th one. Express powers, if I tell you, it's specifically stated in the Constitution, here's what you need to do. Those are the express powers. Yeah, the elastic clause, necessary and proper. This one tells Congress it can do whatever it needs to do to get the other these things done. Actually, I'm gonna say 17. Does that make sense? What is this? Let me do this one. Does necessary and proper and elastic clause make sense? Whatever Congress needs to do to get these things done, you can do it. And I always tell classes that if say Holt works for me and I say I need you to go to Denton and get something, then she says, well, I need a new truck then, I need some gas, I need new tires, I need this, and I need some clothes, I need. What else? What other pages we got? I got 56.
58.
58. All right, separation of powers. We got 3 separate branches. They are not equal. They all have jobs to do. We got the legislative, executive, judicial, legislative rights, the laws. Executive carries them out. And judicial interprets. And then federalism. That is, you got the federal government, and you got state governments. And they share the work. So when you see federalism, means both these sets of governments are sharing the work. They have different things they gotta do. Checks and balances. Does that make sense if I do that? Checks and balances. Each branch has power over the others. Legislative is more powerful than the executive. Judicial is more powerful than both of them. What's next?
Uh, 62.
62. All right, Federalist Papers. Remember the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists? Federalists wanted strong federal government. They wrote the Constitution. The Anti-Federalists wanted states to be more powerful. They all agreed to the Constitution after they put the Bill of Rights in, and the Federalist Papers were written mainly by James Madison to promote the Constitution. Because they had to vote for it and pass it. Everybody wants that one? What's up? What's next?
65.
65. All right, amendments. I don't know. There are two types of amendments to the Constitution. There is formal, and that is where the words are changed. There's been 27 of those. That's really a lie. Because the first 10 were what?
Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights. So those are already included. And one of them canceled out the other one. But anyway, 27 formal amendments. Informal amendments means the words don't change, the interpretation of the words change. Court cases do this. Plessy versus Ferguson said you can have separate but equal schools, and then Brown versus Board of Education overturned that. So, court cases. This happens all the time. What else we got?
It says page 56.
56. 65.
And to know the amendments.
Like the amendments, I can print out a little deal. It's got all the amendments if y'all want. Y'all want that? Alright, what else?
Chapter 3,
Chapter 3.
page 79.
79. Federalism, no, what's federalism? Oh, you got that one? Unitary. What do you remember about unitary governments?
They have one party system.
One thing. Parliament is unitary government. And all three branches are within Parliament. So there's three branches in one thing. That's where the unitary comes from. Federalism, sharing the work. Express powers. Implied. And does it have inherent? No. I tell Haley she can spank the crap out of Little Titan. What is that?
Right.
Express. Those are ones in the Constitution. Words are written. If I say whatever you need to do it. That's implied. So the necessary and proper clause implies certain powers Congress can do. Reserved powers, there might be something here. These go to the states. The reserve powers, Araceli can write in black. She's the only one that can write in black. Y'all can't write in blue. What can you write in? Anything but black and blue, right? Reserve powers tells the federal government, here's what you get to do, and that's all they get to do. Tells the states, you can't do this. Everything else, the states got. What else we got?
82.
82. All right, full faith and credit. We get married in Arkansas, we're not married. I mean, if we're not related, we're still, if we get married in Texas, Arkansas still recognizes as being married. They recognize all the state stuff. Y'all can drive in Oklahoma, get a driver's license. Every state's got to recognize the other state's stuff. And privileges and immunities. Every state's got to be treated equal. You can't give one state special treatment over another. All right, if you want that one, have it. What else?
84.
Got off in there is like home rule. Bridgeport voted for this a few years ago. Home rule gives local governments a little more power. They can make their own decisions separate from the states. Gives them freedom to do more stuff. dual federalism. Um, This really meant, it's like during the 1800s, the states did more. There was less federal government. Then that changed after the Depression. If you are, what's next?
87 through 88.
Alright, this is the Commerce Clause. What's commerce mean? Yeah, business. Said the federal government was gonna be over interstate commerce. McCullough versus Maryland. And given vote. Actually, I lied. Versus Ogden. This was interstate commerce. What else you got?
Now it's chapter 4. 118.
Alright, habeas corpus. Remember about those words. Nope. Okay, well, that's later. What's corpus mean? Body. Means body. Habeas corpus, if you're arrested, this is due process. Habeas corpus, if arrested, what do they have to do to you? Gotta be brought before a judge. And that judge will decide, was it okay to arrest you? Before they do anything else, was it even okay to arrest you? Bring the body before a judge. And then, ex post facto, was that the term? Maybe not. Okay, due process means the things, like if you're arrested, if you're accused, if you're arrested, they won't, this is not how they'll word it, but there's things that can be done to you. There's things that can't be done. And there's things that have to be done. It's the rights you have if you're accused. That's due process. The Establishment Clause. What do you know about that? Where's the only place in the Constitution that says establish? First Amendment. Congress shall make no law establishing a religion. No national religion. Not forced on you. And it can't be kept from you. It can't be kept from practicing. Was there anything on the quiz about the lemon test?
Yes, or in one of the reviews it asks in what
All right,
case,
I'll
like
do
why
that.
is it a thing, and it's just asking the case.
Okay, the lemon test comes from a Supreme Court case. It was Lemon versus Kurtzman. And it has to do with religious schools, private schools. They can receive government money if it had a secular purpose. What's secular mean? Not religious. Most churches today are secular. Anyway, religious purpose, its effect was neither to advance or inhibit religion, and did not entangle government, religious institutions in each other's affairs. So really what the lemon test is making sure that the Establishment Clause isn't violated. So money can go to a private school, a religious school, if it's not buying Bibles and buying crosses and that kind of stuff. It's just going for like teaching stuff. That's what I understand. Political speech is protected. Clear and present danger. In fighting words, if my words give a clear and present danger to somebody, then those are illegal. They've used fighting words. There's a little private school down in Burnett called Smoking for Jesus. It ain't smoking for Jesus, it means they're on fire for Jesus. Not so that's their, and then I have like a little 6-man football team. I think they're undefeated. Smoking for Jesus is undefeated. I'm pulling for them. What else? What other page we got? Libel and slander.
138, well, this is older, it's 120 through 122.
I'm gonna do libel and slander. If y'all want this one, get this one. Hope this does something. Good. Libel and slander, what do you mean about that?
One's written, one's like
Right.
just words.
If I get arrested for murder and the paper prints murderer, they can't do that. They've just jacked up my reputation. So when they print or say? Something that ruined you. That's illegal. And that's a crime. You can go to jail for that. Newspapers get sued for that. Let me go get those. Let me go get the, whatever, amendment deal.
Is the thesis and outline easy to do? I haven't done that yet.
I don't even know who the farmer.
Yes, if it's bad, she tells us. That's alternatively. And then AUCLEAC. It's like 70 questions.
I'm so glad. I guess I'll take it in college. Cause I'm glad I don't receive it every day with them, so maybe I'll stick with them. That's a good idea.
I have everything.
Hey, 3 paragraphs down, 5 to go.
What even is a home position?
You got me. I didn't learn anything. In that class.
Do this for him. Yes, sir. All right, if you're interested